Hello everyone. In this video, I'll show you how to execute multiple Linux commands in a single line. And I will show you how to accomplish this using two different methods. So let's get started. So here I am on my desktop, as you can see, and if I type my date command and I execute it, it will show me the date, as you know from before. And if I type the cal command and execute it, it will show me the calendar. So far we have been executing our commands one at a time, as you can see. So here I'm executing my commands one at a time. However, you can execute multiple commands at the same time. So how can we do this? So here we are going to explain the first method, which is called the semicolon method. So in general, you can execute your first command and then you separate it by a semicolon. Here your second command, semicolon, and then etc. blah blah blah. Here will be your ends command. So this is the general format. If you want to execute multiple commands, in this case we have n commands at the same time using that semicolon method. So let's examine this. So if I type date semicolon calendar, as you can see, this will show me the date and the calendar all at once. So the semicolon is basically the same thing with using programming languages. So if you know C++, you would know that after you're done with your statement, you have to put a semicolon. Basically, it's called like a statement separator. So in C++, you can say something like this. You can say integer x is equal to 3, and then semicolon, integer y is equal to 4. Semicolon. So this is valid in C++, and the same thing applies here. You can have multiple statements on the same line in C++, and also you can have multiple commands on the same line in Linux. Okay, awesome. So let's get more advanced here. So if I type make directory numbers and then date and then calendar, this will first make a directory called numbers, and then it will show me the date, and then it will show me the calendar. And you have to know that the ordering matters here. So first I have my numbers directory, then it shows me the date, then it shows me the calendar. Okay, and the order matters. So if you say date semicolon calendar, this will show you the date first and then the calendar. However, if you say calendar semicolon date, it will show you the calendar first and then it will show you the date. So here the order matters. Okay, you also have to know one thing when using the semicolon method. The semicolon method ignores all incorrect commands, or it actually ignores all typos and errors. So what do I mean by that? So if you say cal with an uppercase CAL, you know that this one is not valid, right? Command not found, because our Linux commands are case sensitive. However, if you say this and then semicolon date, it will still show you the date. So it will tell you command not found for calendar, but I will still show you the date. So as you can see, using the semicolon, it actually ignores all the errors, right? It will only show you, or it will only execute the correct command. So let's do this one more time. If I have the cal the wrong way, and if I also have my date the wrong way, but I still say make directory numbers 2. So this will ignore the calendar and the date, or actually it will show you like a command not found message, but it will still execute the numbers 2, or it will actually create the numbers 2 directory. So as you can see here, command not found for the calendar, command not found for the date, but I still have numbers 2 created. Awesome. So let's do one more example with using the semicolon method. I will create a file called text with my touch command, and I will move this text file to my numbers, and then I will show the date, I'll show the calendar, and then that's it. Okay, so here I'll create a file called text on my desktop. But this file will not appear on my desktop because once I created it, I will move it right away to my numbers directory. And then I will show the date on the terminal, and also I will show the calendar. So let's execute this. As you can see, I have the date and the calendar here shown. And if I open my numbers directory now, I can see my text file moved into my numbers directory. So this is kind of complex, right? Because I created the text file, and as long as I created it, I already moved it to numbers directory. So that's why you don't see the text file here. Because once I created it, I moved it right away to my numbers directory. So as you can see, you can have a lot of fun when combine multiple commands at the same time. Okay, I just want you to guys one more thing before discussing the second method. If you have an exit command, you know that exit will exit our terminal, right? So if you have an exit when you're combining multiple commands, it will basically ignore everything after it. So what do I mean by this? So if you have make directory numbers 3, and then you have exit, and then you have make directory numbers, here I have to just say number 3, and then here number 4, numbers 4, and then here I have date, and I have calendar. So here I am creating a directory which is number 3. But however, I am exiting the terminal, and then I am creating a numbers 4 directory, and I'm showing the date and the calendar. So logically, what will happen here is that here I will this will execute successfully, right? So I will be able to create my numbers 3 directory. However, once I exit my terminal, there is no way that I'm able to create numbers 4, show the date or the calendar. So all these commands after the exit command will be just ignored. So let's execute this. As you can see, only numbers 3 was created, and numbers 4 was not created. And of course, you cannot see the date or the calendar when the terminal is closed. Okay. So this was the first method. So let's now delete everything here that we just created, and we discuss the second method now. So the second method is very similar, but it has just multiple differences. So you can still combine multiple commands using the second method, which is the ampersand method or the double ampersand method. So let's go to my desktop here. And so if you want to execute multiple commands at once, you can also use the double ampersand. So this is the general format. Here will be your first command, and then double ampersand, second command, double ampersand, blah, 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 all the way until your ends command. Okay, so as you can see, the format is very similar, but here the difference is you just substitute a semicolon with an ampersand. As you can see, this is the difference here. Okay, so let's try this. And also the order matters, as just like the same case where when we have the semicolon. So here I'll just type date cal. Here I have my date shown, and then the calendar, as you can see, and the order matters. So if I type cal date, it will show me the calendar first and then the date. So the same thing, just like using the semicolon method. But there is one fundamental difference that I want to discuss with you guys. Okay, so let's make a directory numbers, and then date, and then calendar, right? So this will just do the normal thing. It will create numbers, it will show you the date and show you the numbers, the calendar. However, I want you guys to know one fundamental difference here. So unlike the semicolon method, where it will only select the correct commands and ignore all the other ones, here it uses what we call a short circuit evaluation. You probably heard this term if you are familiar with computer science or with programming languages, there is something called a short circuit evaluation. So basically what this means is the double ampersand method will execute just like normal until it encounters an error. And after this error, it will just ignore all the other commands that comes after it. So what do I mean by this? So if you type date the wrong way, and then you type calendar the right way, and you want to make a directory numbers too. So if I execute this command here, if I was using the semicolon method, it will only select the good commands or the correct commands. So if I was using the semicolon method, the calendar will be shown and numbers too will be created. However, because we are using the double ampersand here and we have an error in the first command, this will lead that all the other commands will not execute. As you can see, it will tell you command not found, and the calendar is not shown, and numbers too is not created. So this is what we call a short circuit evaluation. So once we have an error, all the other guys coming after this error will not be executed. So this will be different, for example, if we do something like this. Date, make directory, numbers 2. So here the error is in the second command. So the calendar will be able to the calendar will be executed correctly. However, the date is a typo here. So this will lead that numbers 2 will not be created. And for example, so let's execute this. So as you can see, the calendar is shown, but the date is not correct, as you can see. So that this will lead that numbers 2 will not be created. However, if you do it the other way around, so if you change the ordering, so of course, this will be different. So numbers 2 will be created because it is the first command here. However, because calendar is not correct, this will not be able to show the date. Okay, as you can see, numbers 2 is created, cal is not found, and the date is not shown as a result of this. So this is what we call a short circuit evaluation. Okay, so that's it for this video. As you guys learn now, we can combine multiple commands at the same time, and we have two methods: the semicolon method and the double ampersand method. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I actually like executing multiple commands at the same time. It makes you more efficient when using the Linux command line. Ciao!